Connecting. All right, we are up. We are live. Today is get over to Code Academy. Today is day 37 of the year of streaming and learning to code, with 7 minutes left in today. So we barely made it. It is extremely easy to not do this. It would be very easy to just give up. But we can't do that, so we've got 11 more months of fun, and we will continue on. I just wanted to throw it out there that it's easy to let this whole thing just come to a grinding halt, but we're not going to let that happen, at least not yet. And with that said, moving on, we conquered Git yesterday, and now we get to go back to the deploy a website. We need to learn the command line. We needed to learn Git to do the deploy a website. So we're going to go into there, and we will be tackling section 1, which is create a website and create a static website using Jekyll. So let's do that. All right. Let's see. Oh god, I'm trapped. Okay, shimming around. There we go. All right. Why am I on? Oh, that's right. I dug through. I was trying to figure out why does it say section 3 of 7? Because we were seeing how far we can get without actually needing to use Git and only the command line a couple days ago, and then it definitely looked like we checked out the Jekyll site homepage. I don't know. It was something, and it referenced a lot of Git stuff and all the following courses, and I don't know. It was a lot. You'll need to look at one of the past streams within the last day or two, but we did all of our investigation then and found out that it was worth stopping to learn Git. So back to section 1. All right. From the top. In this course, you'll learn how to deploy a static website. We remember that a static website, not an. How to deploy a static website to the internet. What exactly do we mean by deploy or deploying? Deploying means making content or software accessible and available for use. The website you'll deploy in this course will be a public or live on the internet. Will be public or live on the internet. It will be accessible to anyone with open internet access at any time, anywhere in the world. By the end of this course, you will have 1. Generated a static site, 2. Deployed it to the internet, 3. Given the website a custom domain name. Let's begin. Instructions. The diagram to the right illustrates the 3 main steps we'll cover in this course. 1. Generating the site. 2. Deploying it to the public internet. 3. Assigning it a custom domain name. We'll walk through each of these steps in the order they appear on the diagram. Note, you will make extensive use of the command line and Git in this course. If you need to review, check out the corresponding Code Academy courses, which is exactly why we did our detour. So, with that said, step 1, us creating the static site, generate a website. 2, deploy it to the internet. And then 3, give the website a custom domain name so others can access my website .blah, right? All through the help of Github pages server. So, onwards, section 2 of 7. Alright, the focus of this course will be on the process of deploying a website, not on actually creating a website. We'll use a popular tool known as Jekyll to quickly generate a website. This will help keep the focus on the deployment process and quickly provide you with the content with content to deploy rather than focusing solely on website creation. Jekyll is a simple static site generator. Using Jekyll is a very common way of generating a ready-to-publish static website within seconds. You can learn more about Jekyll here. An important note: the reason this course uses Jekyll is so that we can generate the static website quickly and focus on deploying it. However, we understand that you may not want to use the Jekyll-generated content. In that case, it is possible to follow all of the steps outlined in this course with your own content. Just make sure that your HTML is inside of a file called index.html. As you'll see, even Jekyll uses a file called index.html. If instead you'd like to learn about creating static sites starting from scratch, check out our Make a Website course, which we, I believe, have already conquered. I think that was the course before we learned the command line. Instructions. Take a look at the official Codecademy blog in the browser to the right. It's meant to give you a sense of how fully you can customize a Jekyll site. Why is it still loading? I just noticed that. What's up, guys? No? It's loaded before. And, what's it called? It was a day or two ago. Was it yesterday? It was the day before. Can't remember. But when we first came into this deploy website course, it was the blog interface. It was all here on this side. Anywho, onwards. Take a look at the official Codecademy blog in the browser to the right. It's meant to give you a sense of how fully you can customize a Jekyll site. By the end of this unit, you'll have your own Jekyll-generated website ready to deploy. Yeah, I'm going to just refresh my Chrome browser. Fingers crossed that's enough to trigger a refresh in section 2. There we go. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. We've got content. Instead of we've got contacts, we've got content. Okay, really late at night. All right, good. And now we're back to section 3. All right, before we can generate a website, we must install Jekyll. Jekyll is a Ruby gem, also known as a Ruby gem no space, and can be installed from the command line. Don't worry, knowledge of Ruby is not required. Thank God they read my mind. I was just wondering, I was like, oh my god, we have another detour to learn Ruby. Not an issue. Don't worry, knowledge of Ruby is not required in order to complete this course. Once Jekyll is installed, we can use it to generate your website. This is actually a really good indicator for me and for future reference, for others who might be curious. As I was wondering, was it really necessary to learn command line and Git to do this? They said they use it extensively, and they take the time to indicate if they are using another language like Ruby. Smaller quantities or at a lower level where it's not necessary, they will take the time to let us know so we can apply that for future courses. So if we run into another course that says, hey, we're going to use this language a lot, we know, I will know that I don't need to take the time, or I will need to take the time to learn it, and if I'm wondering if they don't need to, they will let us know if it's not important, so that is cool. Good on them. That is a very handy tidbit. Anyways, moving on. Once Jekyll is installed, we can use it to generate your website. Instruction 1. Install Jekyll by typing the following command in the terminal. Gem install Jekyll. Wait for the gem to finish installing before moving on to the next exercise. A successful install will display the following. Successfully installed Jekyll 3.1.3. Parsing documentation for Jekyll 3.1.3. Installing RI documentation for Jekyll 3.1.3. Done installing documentation for Jekyll, and 1 gem installed. Good, what a great story. Now, let's try that ourselves. Gem, oh god, I typed and everything disappeared again. Son of a... I am not qualified to operate a keyboard. Alright. With that said, gem, install, Jekyll. Good, fire away. Fingers crossed, we'll wait. Why did it say congratulations? Congratulations on completing the course Deploy a Website. You've learned a new skill. You should be so proud. I don't believe them because I don't feel proud right now. Just confused. If they had a congratulations, you're confused badge, I would happily accept that. We're going to ignore this for now. That's a lie. Section 3.7, that is accurate. That is where we're at. Okay, section 4. Great. Now that Jekyll is installed, let's generate your website. To do so, we'll use Jekyll's new command. And specify a directory name. The directory will contain all of your site's default content that can be customized later. For example, generate a website. What's that, little cat? Oh, stretching. Yeah, you don't. You in my spot? Don't fall off the bed. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh, yeah, really stretchy. No, okay, just moving to go back to another 3 hours of napping? Good, good. You want to change sides, that way you don't get bed sores. Alright. Where'd we leave off? Something about new? What? Ah, right here. Good, good. Onwards. The directory will contain all of your site's default content that can be customized later. For example, to generate a website in a directory called My Portfolio Site, we can type Jekyll new My Portfolio Site. The command will create a directory called My Portfolio Site and fill it with Jekyll's site content. Note, we'll use the directory name My Portfolio Site in the example throughout the course. Don't worry about the details of the directory structure just yet. We'll give an overview in the upcoming exercises. Instructions. 1. In the terminal, use Jekyll's new command to generate your static website with a directory named personal website. We're going to copy personal website, and then we're going to drop Jekyll new personal website. That look good? That looks good to me. Enter. Beautiful, beautiful. New Jekyll site installed in home CC user workspace. DAW, whatever DAW is, personal website. Use the ls command to verify that the directory was successfully generated. Note, the first character of the ls command is a lowercase l, not the number 1, which they have mentioned before. ls fire saying personal website. Cool. Screen checkbox. So far we've made it to section 5 out of 7. I don't know if we actually needed Git to get through the first section. Maybe they just meant, like, for this course as a whole, we need to know Git at some point, but we'll see. Continuing on, were we using the ls command in Git, or were we using the ls command in the command line? Well, I guess there's some commonalities between. We'll both use the terminal, the command line terminal. I don't know, I'm confusing myself. Doesn't matter, just focus on this. Task at hand, baby steps. Alright, learning. We want to see what your site currently looks like. Wait, no. Want to see what your site currently looks like? Question mark. You can use Jekyll to view your site locally. On the web, a server hosts your site's files and makes your website available for everyone to see. However, viewing a website locally means that you're viewing the site on your own computer, hence the term locally or local. The site is not, however, available on the public internet. Instead, your computer is acting as the server that hosts your site. You can view your site locally by using Jekyl's server command, like so. Jekyll server. Sit Jekyll. Sit. Alright. Now that would be a good name for a pet. Jekyll. Alright. Getting sidetracked. Definitely need to stream earlier than starting at midnight. Feel myself going crazy. This command starts a local server that will serve the files to your computer. The server command will also come in handy when you want to preview changes you make to your site. By default, the address for your local server that Jekyl's server command starts is http localhost 4000. 1. Instruction. First, to view your local site, you must first navigate to your site's directory using the cd command. Navigate to your site's directory using the cd. Okay, well, yeah, but where am I changing? CD is just the first part. Am I changing the server? Or am I changing domain? Death. Alright, we're moving on. D. To view your site locally, you must first navigate to your site's directory. You can view your site locally by using Jekyl's server command like so. This command starts a local server that will serve files to your computer. The server command will also come in. So server is a command. Oh, by default, the address of the local server that Jekyl's server command starts is http localhost. So am I changing the directory to localhost 4000? Next, use the server. Son of a bitch. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to drop CD and hit enter. Damn. Try navigating the personal website using the CD command. Oh, just kidding. I created personal website. Then we listed it just to show that it was there, and now I'm doing change directory to the personal website. Aha. How you like that? Come at me, Jekyll. Alright, website. Easy, Steven. Boom. Green checkbox. Cash me outside. Alright, that's ridiculous. We're not going there. She's crazy. Bash, cd, personal website, no such file or directory. What the deuce? But it gave me a green checkbox. Maybe it's just because the command was formatted properly? Don't care. They gave me a green checkbox. We're going to do server command. Next, use the server command to start a local server. Then navigate to blah. Oh, this is how it ends. At least it's well documented. Boy, they can examine this later after they pull it from the wreckage of the ship. What am I doing? Server command, Jekyll server. Jekyll serve or Jekyll server command? It is the serve command for the server. Very Inception level type instructions. Configuration file none. Source, home, user, destination, home user site, incremental build, disabled, enable with incremental, generating. Then navigate to HTTP localhost. In the browser, oh hey, it totally spit out something, but that's a lot of red. That does not look promising or fun or good. Build warning layout, post request in workspace, personal website, right? Personal website, CD personal website. I don't know. Maybe it worked. List exception, include file, include icon, GitHub, not found in workspace. Error, that can't be good. But they keep giving me green checkboxes, so we're gonna take them. Copy, paste, enter. Yeah, 502, bad gateway. I think we've got the general idea. You know, that's 5 out of 7. We've made it past the halfway point. In general, this seems bad. It's cd, change directory to what? Is it workspace? cd, personal website. You must first change your site's directory using the cd command. Get to your site's directory. Here's home, user, workspace, DAW. We'll do cd DAW. I mean, we've already completed section 5 and it's a complete failure. We can't make it worse, so we'll do cd DAW. Bash, no such file exists. Yeah. This is my nightmare. This is my nightmare. Okay, section 6. Moving on. They didn't want us to continue. They shouldn't have given us those green checkboxes. Bad. Alright, the website that Jekyll generates differs from a website that you could create on your own, mainly because we did it wrong and it doesn't exist right now, but that's us. Removing that, focusing on the general idea. Good. We're getting comfortable with the process. We messed up the process, one step at a time. Okay, the website that Jekyll generates differs from a website that you'd create on your own. It offers a standard directory structure as well as components that help speed up development. It's important to understand Jekyll's default directory structure and contents of your site. _config yml. This is a configuration file that contains many values that need to be edited only once. These values are used across your site, for example, your site's title, your email, and more. Note that this is a YML file, which you can learn more about here, which we will. YAML, ain't markup language. Below is an example of an invoice expressed via YAML. TM structure is shown through indentation. One or more spaces. Sequence items are denoted by a dash. Key value pairs within a map are separated by a colon. invoice, date, bill to, given, family, Chris, address, other stuff, addresses, city. Okay, so it's just text, not marked up. No crazy fonts or anything, but it's all the indentation formatting. So that's cool. Perhaps we'll learn more about that later. 2. Underscore includes. This directory contains all the partials, code templates that you keep from repeating your code over and over, that your site uses to load common components like the header and footer. 3. Posts. This directory is where blog posts are stored. New blog posts can be added and will be rendered with the site's styling as long as the file name follows Jekyll's standard naming convention. 4. Layouts. Just kidding. Hold off. Blog posts. Check out what they... Encyclopedia. Blog is, yeah, fun. Website and stuff. Good. We all know what a blog is. Fantastic. Onwards. 4. Layouts. This directory contains templates that are used to style certain types of posts within the site. For example, new blog posts will use the HTML layout defined in post.html. You can learn more about Jekyll's directory structure here. Damn, we might actually be able to salvage section 5. Something about the directory. Maybe they're talking about Jekyll's directory? Maybe I'm being too hopeful. This is what we looked at the first time around we hit this course. SAS site layout posts, more layouts, includes drafts, config. Yeah, I don't know where to back out to. Big drafts includes layouts, posts, data, SAS site, other fun stuff. Death. Okay, so that's it for the instructions. No, that's it for the learning section. Now on to the instructions. Use the file navigator to the right to browse Jekyll's default directory structure and contents. Note, don't edit any of the content in the files at this moment. If you make edits and accidentally make a mistake, you run the risk of an unsuccessful deploy. I wonder if this rolls over into the next section, or if we're supposed to launch it in section 7. Right now, it kind of reminds me of those egg drop tests they do at like elementary school, where you're given an egg and you try and build some contraption to protect it when they drop it off a building. Everyone has a whole egg. The people who win are the ones who don't have the egg break when they drop it. I feel like I've entered that contest with a broken egg already, so it doesn't matter. Since the site isn't launched and there's all this red text here in the terminal, not a good feeling. Section 7. Well, they're saying we passed anyways, so hopefully in section 2, they give us, it starts with the generic site pre-built. Hopefully this was just baby steps leading up to it. It's not like referencing this exact directory and file we created, so fingers crossed. Moving on. Learning. Great work. Let's review what you accomplished in this unit. 1. Installed Jekyll. 2. Use Jekyll to generate a static site. 3. Started a local server to view your site. Why was this important? The course will focus on the deployment process, which I guess is kind of what we did, more so than actually setting up the site. Maybe the site wasn't supposed to load. That really doesn't sound right. But anyways, why was this important? The course will focus on the deployment process, but first we need content to deploy. Jekyll quickly provided us with that content, and now we can focus on the deployment process. Instructions. Take a look at the diagram to the right. In this unit, you successfully accomplished the first step, using Jekyll to generate a website. We also provided you with handy Jekyll commands used to preview your site, along with an overview of how your site is structured. Unfortunately, individuals on the internet around the world still don't yet have access to your content. Thank God, right? Well, and it doesn't exist right now. In the next unit, we'll move to the second step, taking the website you generated and publishing it to the rest of the world. Yeah, we may have to do section 1 over again tomorrow, particularly step 5, but we'll take a look. They said step 1 complete. Install Jekyll, check. Use Jekyll to generate a static site, check. Started a local server to view your site. I don't know, maybe we did accomplish everything. Just it does not feel like we did. Maybe I was expecting more. Maybe it's just that template. I'm so confused, but let's do up next. Deploy your website to GitHub Pages. Use GitHub Pages, a free service from GitHub, to host your personal website. Start lesson. There's one of 7, and there's a video. Alright. We'll hit play. We have there's no sound anyways. Username, CC, something or other. Password. Okay, so sign up for GitHub. That's what they're saying. That's their big reveal. We're just gonna read this little tidbit and we'll continue the stream tomorrow. Alright, there are many different ways to deploy a website to the public internet. In this unit, we'll use GitHub Pages to deploy your website. GitHub Pages is a service offered by GitHub. Specifically, GitHub Pages are public web pages that are hosted and published through GitHub. Cool. Alright, so with that said, I think we are done for today. Let me look at profile. 369 points. I like that it goes 369 because that's 3, 3, and 3. That makes me feel a little bit better about the colossal failure we experienced today. View my profile. Number our friend. Alright. 55 badges. 6 skills down. 370 points. We just got 1 point going from the profile to here. 370 points. Guys, I don't know what's up with that. That's very strange. Somehow we acquired a point between loading the profile and coming here. Maybe it's because we completed the course? No, that doesn't make any sense. No, nothing. It's the moral of this stream. Alright, and to reference Top Gear, and on that bombshell, we will kill the stream. Ready to stop stream? Hell yeah. Kill it.